Hi and welcome to Easy Fishing. Well, it's May Day, bank holiday, and I've come back onto the park lake that I tried on the April bank holiday with. I caught fish but not a huge amount, and the bailiff advised to wait 2 weeks, so I've waited 2 weeks and it's been a nice day until I got here, and now I can see big rain clouds in the distance, so we better hope this is not a washout. So today I am fishing the feeder. I'm fishing a 9-foot 6 mini carp feeder. My target is roach, skimmers, bream and anything else that comes along. I'm fishing a small helicopter rig, and I've had a couple of casts out before I put any bait on. So I'm just going to slip a hook length on now and crack on with that. So I'm using the helicopter rig. I've got my favourite B983 size 16 double red maggot, 2015 fluorocarbon, and I'm just going to fill this window feeder with a good handful of, well, not a good handful, some casters and just a little press of ground bait. All clipped up. I'm using a far bank marker. I've had to put a 2-ounce test curve quiver tip on because there's quite a tow on the water. Reel line is £5, more than adequate. The only worry I've got is, will I have to get my waterproofs out of the car? Now I know a lot of feeder anglers like to rest their rods on 2 rests, but today I've just got it simply on my right knee. We're going to leave each cast out there at first for just a minute or so. This type of feeder, this is one of the new Preston ones which I'm experimenting with. The feed should empty quite quickly. I've always fished with my rod on my knee, and I've learnt not to be able not to move all the time, because everything's at hand here. The only time I might need to disturb it is if I need to get up off the box, but I try and keep all my gear so it's to hand. Accuracy wise, I'm aiming for something about the size of a large dining table that sort of area. I don't know, about 6 foot square. If I land it in that every time, I'll be happy. But my casting is a bit rusty. It always takes a while to get going. Yes, I tried with a 1 ounce tip and it was just too much tow on the water. A lot of people misunderstand the purpose of test curves on quiver tips. All you do is select the one that gives the least resistance to the fish, but without being bowed right over. So if I put a 1 ounce test curve on, it was bowed right round. 2 ounce seems to be about right. 3 ounce would definitely be too heavy. That's why I nearly always carry a range of different strength quiver tips with me. I did contemplate fishing the whip, but I feel it's a little bit too windy to get really good presentation, and there's a fair amount of tow on the water, so I'm just letting it do its thing. As the evening comes along, if as usually happens the wind dies down, then I might get the whip out, but until now just going to concentrate on the feeder. And don't be lazy fishing the feeder. It's the biggest mistake most people make. They just cast out and sit there, and they cast all over the place. I don't use a stopwatch, basically because I don't own one, but I like to cast every about 2 minutes, I suppose, and I will experiment with longer hook lengths, buoyant maggots, everything if I have to. The ground weight's just a little bit dry. I don't want it sticking in the feeder, I want it coming out the feeder as it hits the bottom. And I have a spare reserve bowl down there as well. This, if you like, is just my working ground bait. And I'm going to stick quite a lot of casters in this and some maggots as well, and just fill it up from there. Being quite generous, I want there to be a bed of feed down. It won't be a huge amount, but there'll be enough there to attract the fish, hopefully. Definitely feels like I'm going to need my jacket soon. Did hope I wouldn't need it, but bring your rod back, look at your aiming point, punch it forward, pull it back so it hits the clip. Submerge your rod tip. It's quite shallow here, 5 or 6 feet I guess. Just settle down and wait for a bite. Don't know how long it will take to get the fish feeding, usually takes an hour or so. I'm quite happy just to sit here and cast every few minutes. See what comes along. Conditions look pretty good though, it's overcast, there's a bit of a breeze, there's some colour in the water. So the wind is southwesterly, southerly, so I'm quite hopeful. We shall see though. And we're into the first fish of the day. Only feels like a small one, but it's a fish. Yes, little tiny roach, but welcome nevertheless. Well, it's been a bit slow. I've had a couple of small roach and a couple of missed bites, and that's about it. GoPro, take a video. GoPro, take a video. GoPro, take a video. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, take a video. Oh, we have another fish on here. Again, not terribly big. What have we got? Another nice roach though. I mean, these are quite stamped roach. But I'm not feeling too great, so I'll probably be knocking it on the head very soon. So I hope you all enjoy this video. This is my first time of using the GoPro, so I hope it turns out all right. And I'll say cheerio for now, and hopefully catch up with you all very soon. Bye for now. But of course, you know it's time for one last cast. And there's quality roach feeding like that. Even though I'm starting to feel pretty rough, I just can't get away. Just same as always, just a pinch of casters, dozen grains of hemp. I mean, I've not even used half a pint of casters, and if I fed a quarter of a pint of hemp. So. This is why I can't go home. I guess non-fishing people would struggle to understand us, but fishermen will understand where I'm going to. I know it's going to be at least a week before I can even think about getting out again. two baits that have been best have been double pinky or treble pinky and caster. That's really the only bait I've got. I've not tried hemp on the hook. I'm catching well enough. I was hoping for one or two better fish, but I don't really care. Just being beside the water, getting regular bites. One rig all day. Yes, that's a very big black cloud. So I guess I'm not going to stay until I get soaked, so this is the last put in of the day, I think. A few casters. Don't really want to get soaked. Something's happened here because the roach just stopped. Wondering if the calf is come into the swim. To answer my question. So that, for me, is definitely the last cast. So, hope you all enjoy your fishing, and I hope you keep watching Easy Fishing. So, it is goodbye this time. Bye for now.